Hi, last Saturday in June, I'm just having a look at some of the grafting catch-up, and these are some Bramleys here which I grafted over to cider apple varieties. Not a lot going on yet, but I can see some growth. I don't know if you can see, there's green shoots, there's little green shoots in all of these, and I put this as Harry Masters jersey. I put this up because I know that some of you who did grafting were saying, oh dear, I haven't seen any growth yet. Do not worry. Got open on number 6. I've got 3 of these. This one's beech handle. The other 2 are walnut and olive handles. And this is a very nice little field sharpener. And one of the things you want to do is remove any stuff that's coming up from below. I might just leave some of this. A very sharp, thin-bladed knife, I think is the best way of doing this. I'll come back and keep an eye on these later. Low-down ones like this definitely want to come off. You can see, can't you, that obviously these are coming away well below the grafting point. We don't want these. Here's another. Again, as I'll say this again, as I've said it before, just in case anyone's new here. These are Bramleys. Bramleys are fine apple, but it's no use in our sort of broader economy of things. We are slowly reducing the number of farmers markets we go to. They are really a lot of hard work, and we're concentrating more on our core mission of keeping these wonderful old heritage varieties alive. And in fact, Bramley is a wonderful old heritage variety, but it is in absolutely no danger. It's probably the most widely grown apple in the British Isles, and is in absolutely no danger of becoming rare. Now you see we've got a little bit of growth there, nice little shoot. It's too early to say for sure that these grafts will succeed, but very clearly they're alive, and that's a good thing. Yeah, yep. That's, I would, if you can see this much, then that's great. If you still can't see anything, then you might have an issue, but let's wait and see. Now this tree wasn't in great shape, so I left this. This had only made a couple of very pathetic little side shoots. I'm going to leave that. I'll decide later what to do with it. I don't like these growths very much. What I might do is let some of these grow away very nicely, and perhaps saw it off here. I'll make my mind up later. We're patient here. By the way, I'll just show you a successful graft from a few years ago. I think from about 4 years ago. Again, this was a variety called Bramleys Bitter, which is a good cider apple, but it is very strongly biennial, so you only get a crop every other year. And it's a good cider apple, but it's not a great cider apple, so I've actually grafted this over to a different variety. This is Somerset Red Streak. You can see 1, 2, 3 rind grafts, each of which I'm glad to say took very nicely. And up there you can see some tall, strong growth. That's last year's growth. That's 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 4 years ago I grafted that. Exceedingly tall and upright. It looks as though it's forming some fruit buds. So what I'm hoping is that it'll form some fruit bud, and those very upright branches, possibly excessively upright actually, might bend down. I might even think about bending some of these down. On the other hand, what I might do is just let them grow, because I'm not really sufficiently happy with this joint yet. What I might do is just let this grow very strongly, and then perhaps next year make some pruning cuts like this, cuts like that, and cuts like that, and cuts like that, to transform it into a more open bush. Anyway, that's one I grafted 4 years ago, and these are basically going the same way. These are cider varieties. I've explained a lot. I'm not going to repeat myself unduly. This is more of a, a blog sort of catch up rather, say hello, here we are, this is what we're doing, sort of thing. Rather than instruction, just taking around the orchards, the sort of thing we're doing at this time of year. But this is quite an important job. When to do it? When it needs to be done. You make a judgment on that by looking. So if you're not careful, those, obviously the growth's coming up from below your grafting point, very obviously they are going to be stronger. Your grafting points are, this union has got to form. Sorry, I'm rambling a bit as I'm working and speaking without a script. I'm sure people understand that by now. I don't script these talks. I can't go back and do them again afterwards, can I really? But it's important to remove the growth so they're coming away from below the graft, because otherwise they'll grow very vigorously and they'll swamp your grafts, and you don't want that to happen. But so far this is looking quite good. Yes, here's another. Look, it's nice growth there. I think I put labels on them. It's really important to put labels on. I remember on a website production day, it was about 10 years ago, and it's quite interesting. It was at Winchester College, and the chap there said, look, if you remember nothing else today, if you forget everything else I've taught you, please remember this: label and file your photographs, because you start using a digital camera, and, you wake up one morning and you'll have 2,000 photographs, another morning you'll have, and then you'll have 10,000 photographs, and then you'll try to find one and you won't be able to find it. So label them and put them in a folder. This looks like a bird sat on this. I'm going to leave it just to see what happens. This one's growing so fine, but I think nearly all of these are growing. This is Yarlington Mill, one of the most highly prized cider apples, and one which does very well for us. The old proverb, nothing succeeds like success, and when you find something that works, stick with it. Up to a point, obviously, because you want to try new things to some extent. But Yarlington Mill, here we are, and that's in this crayon sort of China graft pencil or whatever it's called. Regular pencil will come off. Yeah, I'm satisfied with what I can see. Satisfied with that growth. This one, I'm not so sure about, but there's time yet. This is a cleft. Most of these are the good old saddle graft, about which I've said so much I don't really need to repeat myself anymore. The different grafts that I use saddle, cleft, and rind graft, and occasionally one or two slightly trickier grafts, like a stab graft. Basic stab graft is literally, you make a slit, I'm not going to do it now, make a cut like that, slit across, and then stick your sign into there, maybe nail it down with a very thin nail. Okay, nearly finished this job. And you can see this tree wants to live. Incidentally, it's actually really hard to kill a tree. I'm not saying I've never done it, but it's quite hard to kill a tree by cutting it like this. And you'd think that this might kill a tree, mightn't you? Anyway, this is one of the techniques that I use when I want to convert a tree over. The other is sort of a bit less aggressive, more time consuming. And that's what we call top working. I mean, this is sort of top working really, but this is what I've often done when I wanted to work a tree over to a different variety, and that is to cut it back extremely hard and let it send out lots of shoots. And then, as you can see, cut out the shoots you don't want. There are lots of shoots there which I have cut out, so I cut it out and left it to a smaller number of shoots, in this case 3, which are located at different angles that seem good to me and then graft onto those. Saddle and a cleft there, and they all, no, sorry, so that's a saddle and 2 clefts. Not sure that that's happened. Anyway, this is the cider orchard. Some of the trees are not blooming this year, which is always a pity.